I don't care what anybody says. Even though the Double Dragon movie has barely anything to do with the video game, I still like this movie a lot. But why do I like this movie? I never could really think of why I like Double Dragon. The game is awesome, but that's the game. The movie is something completely different. Billy and Jimmy are two brothers who live in New Angeles in 2007. Back in 1994, when this movie was released, 2007 sounded like a long way to go. But 2007 came and went. Movies really need to push that future date really far ahead. But wait, it just makes you think, why is Double Dragon taking place in the future? The game didn't mention or show us anything in the future. Anyway, Billy and Jimmy are two brothers who practice martial arts and have one half of the medallion. The other half is owned by Koga Shuku, who wants to hook up both medallions to take over New Angeles. Though we saw lots of fighting and action from Billy and Jimmy and lots of fight scenes, which is good, that's what you want to see from Double Dragon since that's what the game is. But I finally realized why Double Dragon for me is so fun to watch. The game is simple. Save the girl from the dude who punches her stomach and goes away. So when the movie comes out, you're going to need a lot more stuff. So I noticed a lot of traits that were used in other movies that I really like. First is the villain. It's the same actor who plays the T-1000 from Terminator 2, so that already is really cool to see. We also have the movie take place in the future. Movies that take place in the future are always cool to look at because it usually always has a different look, whether it's a good or not so good future. I'm always interested and like to see if anything became accurate or at least what could have been. Another neat thing is these news reports that play through the movie. RoboCop does the same exact thing, but here it's a lot more random and doesn't work as well. Still cool to see, but not as effective as done in RoboCop. We also get these scenes with all these kids in this underground area where they all hang out together and just do kid stuff. This is how Billy and Jimmy meet Marion and get help from her to fight against other gangs. These scenes remind me of the first Ninja Turtles movie, where we see all the foot soldiers hang out, which are a bunch of kids. Then there's the number one reason why Double Dragon is awesome. All the martial arts and fighting scenes we see. Now to be fair, even though this has barely anything to do with the game, we do see some stuff used like the people they fight, like Abobo and the chick with the whip. And Billy and Jimmy do wear that red and blue suit, just not until the end when they both get the medallions. And we do see Billy fight Jimmy just like in the end of the game when you are at the final level. Even though Double Dragon is a good movie to watch, it's mostly because it just uses a lot of different good ideas from other movies before it. Would Double Dragon be good without any of these features? We may never know, but it seems quite clear that all these ideas put in were most likely from studio executives just trying to put anything cool that worked for other successful movies to try to make Double Dragon the next big hit. Double Dragon was also one of the first movies to be based off a video game, so this was still something new studios were experimenting with. At the time, only Super Mario Bros. Was out and Street Fighter was recently released same year as Double Dragon, so these were all being used to see what works and what didn't work. But by putting all these new story elements, it doesn't make the movie super amazing, but also just added stuff that didn't really need to be in the movie. But then again, all the movie had was a girl getting punched in the stomach, which we didn't even get at all here in the movie. Instead, we just get a couple of scenes with Billy and Jimmy looking at Marion's butt.